my free time these days are dedicated towards potting up my plants or taking them out to the hoop house or hardening them off outside, bringing them out and inside at night. So what I'm doing right now is putting together a couple of trays of plants to potentially sell tomorrow. The Alaska Master Gardeners Association, I think that's what the program is called, they essentially have a few tables at a garden show at the Midtown Mall tomorrow, and they told the members if you have some extra plants to sell, you can do that through their tables that they have there. I have a lot of extra plants. Honestly, I might also consider some other ways I can sell these plants. I don't know how big the garden show is tomorrow. I don't know how many of my plants particularly are going to sell. It'll be a nice kind of litmus test for, you know, how many interested people are there. It'll be nice just to go to that garden show and see if I can pick up any extra plants there that look interesting that I just haven't thought of growing for myself or I haven't been able to find in other places. What I want to do right now is just pot up a few snapdragons to take along with me. I'm doing the Madame Butterfly ones. I'm potting up some of the red and the ivory to take down. Some of the other things that I have on this tray are lupin, the perennial lupin that I started from seed. I have some shishito and poblano peppers. I sowed a lot of those and it had really great germination, so many of them came up. I have some Thai basil, just because I think that's interesting. I never see it at the stores and I think it'd be fun to have for culinary use if there are people who like that kind of cuisine, a Thai cuisine that uses Thai basil. That's just an interesting variety that I think some people might be interested in. We'll see. I'm also taking a tray out of 6-packs, big 6-packs of violas, doing the brushstroke violas and the frizzle sizzle yellow blue swirl. I think I'm gonna print out a paper that has all the pictures, especially of those flowers, to give people an idea of what they are and if they want to buy them. It's a lot more enticing to buy these flower plants like the lupin, the violas, the snapdragons, if you know what their blooms are gonna look like, and they're obviously not in bloom right now. So I have all that to do today to get it done for tomorrow. I just want to, get these potted up and then sort of finalize my selections of these are the plants I'm going to take. And these snapdragons can definitely pretty quickly fill up a 4-inch pot by itself. I am just going to put 2 in each pot just to make it look a bit more full. And then if anybody buys them, they can always divide it once they have it, once they purchase it, or when they're going to plant it in the ground. And I'm going to be pulling the ivory ones out of this tray. I have a bunch that are already out in the hoop house, but they're kind of looking droopy. It gets really hot these days in the hoop house, and it's too snowed in still for me to really open the sides of the hoop house, so I have to try as hard as I can to, or as best as I can, to keep that zipper door open. But it's still kind of frozen into the ground at the bottom, so only one side flips open, and I don't know, it's just a weird time of year where the sun is making everything super hot where it hits, and then everything that's in the shade is really cold. In the morning it still gets really cold. It's interesting, my first spring with the hoop house, learning how it all works, what I can do with it, what temperatures it gets. Sorry, I'm a little flustered. I kind of have like a lot to do today, and that's making me just a little bit nervous. Okay, one thing down. Here's a closer look at the plants that I'm bringing. Here's the poblano peppers. I have 3 of them, 3 shishito peppers, 2 Thai basil. So these are all in 2-inch pots, about this big. The seedlings aren't very big, so I'm thinking how I'd price this is maybe $4 each. For these are 4-inch pots, 4-inch short pots. I also have 4-inch tall pots that I'm not using right now, or these loop on are in the 4-inch tall pots, but these each have 2 pretty good sized snapdragons. Madame Butterfly snapdragons, which aren't usually available in stores. Anyways, I'm thinking for each of these pots I would do $6. So for these lupins and these 4-inch tall pots, because they're perennial, I'm thinking of doing $8 each. And I'm also thinking of putting a little sticker here that says, be careful when transplanting, just because you do really have to be careful when you're transplanting these, and you don't want to get them root bound either. Because they have tap roots, if you kind of mess with that, if you let them get root bound or if you break those tap roots off, your plant will just be a lot smaller than it would have been otherwise. So this is one tray. I have another tray here. And these are all filled with, these 3 are, let's see, the viola, frizzle sizzle, yellow blue swirl. I'll update these plant tags to be better suggestive of that. And these 3 6-packs are the brushstroke violas. I think one of these plants is even starting, like a flower is starting to come up. But anyways, I'll have a picture of what the blooms look like for anybody that's kind of interested. Oh, here's... Where is it? There's a first bloom. That's really exciting. These I started a while ago. I think I started them at the end of December, and just... It's my first time soil blocking. I wasn't using the best mix or potting medium when I was soil blocking, and then also the first time I potted them up. The second time I potted them up, I used a lot better potting mix, and that worked really well. You can tell they're doing well. They're doing a lot better. So I'm really happy with how they turned out, although it was a bit late. And for these blue yellow ones, I think I planted them a little bit later, but I'm thinking I'll do $10 for each 6-pack. Also, when I get there and I see the other plants for sale, I might adjust these prices. I'm not really sure. This is the first time I'm pricing it out. It'll be good to see what other plants are going for. So it's the next day. I went and picked up all of my plants that didn't sell from the sale in the evening or in the afternoon, and came back, and Brendan and I just took it easy for the rest of the day. I think we were pretty exhausted just trying to get a lot of things done yesterday. I slept like a baby for so long. Yeah, let me just go over before I start rearranging things what plants sold. I'm glad, first of all, that anything sold at all. I was kind of nervous that I would be, I don't know, just like embarrassed. I didn't get a chance to walk around the event so much, but I did see other plants that were a lot bigger, a lot bushier, a lot of different kinds of plants that were there. A lot of tomatoes, peppers that certainly were a lot bigger than the ones that I brought. I think this year, a lot of my seedlings are just a little bit behind what they have been in past years compared to last year, and it's especially easy because I can look back at some of the videos that I made and some of the footage that I took and see that like a lot of my plants were just like further along. I have more seedlings this year, so I think I sacrificed a little bit of growth for quantity. But anyways, getting to the plants that did actually sell. One 6-pack of violas for $8. It was the yellow blue swirl, the frizzle sizzle yellow blue swirl. None of the brushstroke violas sold. It was difficult. We didn't get the chance to print out the images of what these blooms look like. And maybe just people weren't interested in violas. They are pretty good for... They're quite common in the stores. You know, you can get violas for pretty cheap everywhere. One of the poblano peppers, these little seedlings, sold for $4. One of the shishito, oh, none of the shishito peppers sold. 2 of the 2-inch pots of Thai basil sold. I knew those would be pretty interesting. Maybe I should have put more. I ended up putting a little bit more lupin than snapdragons than what I had initially. So none of the snapdragon Madame Butterfly red sold, but both of the ivory, Madame Butterfly ivory pots sold. These were $5 pots. They each had 2 seedlings in it. The ivory ones just looked a little bit bigger, or maybe, you know, that color is just more interesting to people. I'd probably gravitate more towards the ivory than the red as well. And 3 of these $8 4-inch pots of lupin sold. These lupin aren't, you know, the furthest along. They're in pretty big pots so they don't get root bound, and because I know they're gonna be growing, and you know, they're just getting into a phase when they're putting on a lot of new foliage, so they look a little sparse. But anyways, I am really pleased that anything sold to begin with. That was a fun experience. It was really exciting just seeing that not all of my plants were there when I came to pick it up. So I added it all up yesterday, and I think what sold was $48 worth of plants, and they'll be taking 25% of it. The Master Gardeners program makes sense. They're the ones who put on the event in the first place. And I'll take back 75%, which is $36. So it's definitely not a lot, but it's still exciting. I don't know, I had like a bit of a thrill from it just on the way home with my plants, thinking about the people who might have bought these plants, and hopefully imagining that they're so excited. I think that would have been really fun to meet them, or, you know, be there for the sale. We weren't able to stay long again. We had a lot of things to do, but maybe next time if I do anything like that, I could be around more. Maybe give some tips on how to take care of these seedlings. For the lupin, I wanted to put like a sticker or something that just said be careful when transplanting. Or that would have been nice to say. I mean, hopefully people do look up how to take care of these seedlings. And hopefully, you know, it just all goes well, and these plants do, and the seedlings that they took home are happy and healthy in their gardens. I think I got a tiny bit of like a really short clip of footage from the event, but I didn't really want to put anybody on camera. It made me uncomfortable. I didn't want to make anybody else uncomfortable. But that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.